Billy Kaplan is not just your average superhero. He's a young man with extraordinary abilities, born to the most powerful sorceress, Scarlet Witch and humanoid vision. Wiccan debuted in Young Avengers #1, 2005, created by Alan Heinberg and Jim Chung. From his heartwarming relationship with Hulkling to his battles against formidable foes, his evolution from a troubled teenager to the formidable Demiurge, Wiccan is a character whose impact continues to resonate with fans around the world. Billy Kaplan's story begins long before his birth, woven into the reality-bending powers of Scarlet Witch. During her marriage to Vision, Wanda Maximoff's desperate yearning for a family led her to create twin boys, William and Thomas. When the demon lord, Mephisto, tried to reclaim the souls, the essence Wanda had instilled in them shattered him, dispersing the twins' souls across the universe. One of those fragmented souls resurfaced, reborn as Billy Kaplan, the eldest of 3 sons, born to Reformed Jewish parents. His father, Jeff Kaplan, was a dedicated cardiologist, and his mother, Rebecca Kaplan, was a compassionate psychologist. At school, Billy struck up a friendship with Teddy Altman, a fellow outsider who shared his love for superheroes and comic book adventures. Their bond deepened, and though they didn't yet know it, this friendship would become one of the most important relationships in Billy's life. One seemingly normal day, Billy wandered to the gates of the Avengers mansion, and to his amazement, he encountered his idol, the Scarlet Witch herself. The moment was brief, but it would leave a lasting impression on Billy. With a warm smile, Wanda offered him a few words of wisdom. "You can take care of yourself." One day, Kessler's bullying crossed the line, and Billy decided he'd had enough. In an act of defiance, he stood up to Kessler, refusing to back down. But in that moment, something inside Billy awakened, a dangerous surge of electrokinetic power he didn't know he possessed. Sparks of energy crackled through the air, and before Billy could stop himself, he unleashed a blast that nearly killed Kessler. In his desperation, Billy sought out the one person he believed could help, the Scarlet Witch. But when he returned to the Avengers mansion, he found that the Avengers had disbanded. Sitting outside the mansion, lost in thought, he found himself face to face with Teddy Altman once more. And, in the quiet of that shared moment, both boys revealed their deepest secret. They each had powers. This shared truth marked the beginning of a journey that would lead them to the front lines of heroism, friendship, and love. Billy Kaplan's life took a sudden, unpredictable turn when Iron Lad appeared on his doorstep. This young version of Kang the Conqueror had traveled back in time to escape the destiny that awaited him, the future where he would inevitably become one of the greatest villains in history. With the Avengers disbanded, Iron Lad activated the Avengers Failsafe program, a contingency plan designed by the Vision to assemble new heroes if the original team ever fell apart. One of those chosen heroes was Billy Kaplan. Iron Lad needed help, and Billy, along with his newfound boyfriend, Teddy Altman, answered the call. Together, they became part of a new team of young heroes destined to fill the void left by the Avengers. Billy adopted the name Asgardian, styling himself after Thor, to channel his admiration for the Norse god of thunder. To avoid revealing the full extent of his abilities too soon, Billy initially relied solely on his electrical powers. When they confronted Kang's forces, Billy realized that his electricity wasn't enough. Pressed by Iron Lad and Patriot, Billy admitted that he was more than just a lightning-wielding hero, he was a spellcaster. With a whispered incantation, he shattered Kang's forces. After the dust settled, the Vision revealed a deeper connection between Billy and the Avengers. Kate Bishop and Cassie Lang suggested that Billy's abilities deserved a name that reflected the mystical, spellbinding nature of his powers. Thus, Asgardian was no more, and Wiccan was born, a new identity that reflected not only Billy's magical talents, but his acceptance of who he truly was. However, being a superhero came with dangers that neither Billy nor Teddy could have imagined. Their quiet life on the Upper West Side was shattered when the Super Skrull cohort attacked their home, determined to capture Hulkling for the Skrulls. The ensuing battle left the Kaplans' home in ruins, and, in a tragic turn, Teddy's mother was killed during the altercation. The Young Avengers knew they needed help if they were to rescue Hulkling. With Vision's guidance, they turned to the Avengers Failsafe program once again, leading them to an unlikely ally, a superpowered, juvenile offender named Tommy Shepard. When they found Tommy locked away, the resemblance between him and Billy was startling. With Tommy's help, the Young Avengers launched a daring mission to save Hulkling, battling both Skrull and Kree forces. During the chaos, Hulkling saved the life of Super Skrull Cohort, an act of compassion that changed everything. In a shocking revelation, Kellert disclosed Hulkling's true identity. He was the heir to the Skrull Empire, and the son of Captain Marvel. But that wasn't the only secret uncovered during the rescue. Vision pulled files from his memory, confirming the incredible truth. Billy Kaplan and Tommy Shepard were the reincarnated twin sons of the Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying our content, and don't forget to comment your thoughts below. Hit the subscribe button to dive deeper into Marvel, DC, and Star Wars with us.
The conflict between heroes during the Civil War dragged Billy Kaplan and the Young Avengers into the heart of a battle they never wanted to fight. S.H.I.E.L.D. arrested the young team for opposing the Superhuman Registration Act. Their fate seemed sealed until Falcon and Captain America intercepted the S.H.I.E.L.D. transport. With his team still handcuffed and disoriented, Billy teleported the Young Avengers to safety at the Resistance fighters' secret base. Meanwhile, the runaways did their best to stay out of the conflict, barely evading government forces. When Billy heard about them on the news, he believed the runaways were in danger. Despite Captain America's orders to stand down, the Young Avengers took it upon themselves to reach out to the group. Using his magic, Wiccan located the runaways and teleported the team directly to the runaways' hideout. However, believing the Young Avengers had come to capture them, the runaways lashed out. A chaotic fight erupted between the two teams until Patriot persuaded Nico Minoru to end the hostilities that the situation was defused. Just as things seemed to calm, Marvel Boy attacked both teams, capturing Billy, Carolina, and Hulkling. The young heroes were imprisoned by the Warden, who subjected Teddy to vivisection, while the others remained unconscious. Zavin, having recovered from Marvel Boy's earlier attack, because of his Skrull physiology, broke free and rescued Billy and the others. Overcome with rage and desperation, Billy nearly killed the Warden. But Teddy stopped him from crossing the line. During the ambush, Tony Stark and Peter Parker quickly identified Billy and Cloak as key threats due to their teleportation abilities. In a calculated move, the two were shot with tranquilizer darts, rendering them unconscious, before they could help their teammates escape. This enraged Captain America. What began as a tactical encounter erupted into a violent melee. While most of the anti-registration heroes managed to escape, Billy was captured, left behind, to face the pro-registration forces. In a daring raid, Teddy's shape-shifting abilities proved critical to the rescue. Under the instructions of Captain America, Teddy, disguised as Yellow Jacket, infiltrated the prison, freeing Billy and the others, who were imprisoned in Prison 42. Following a dangerous encounter with the Sons of the Serpent, Billy Kaplan's powers spiraled out of control, overwhelming even him. Concerned that his abilities were becoming a threat, the Avengers placed Wiccan under observation, hoping to monitor him for signs of instability. But Hulkling and the rest of the Young Avengers refused to let Billy stay in captivity. Their next mission? Find the Scarlet Witch. They were joined by Magneto and Quicksilver, both desperate to reunite with Wanda. Their travels took them to Latveria, where they discovered Wanda, living in a depowered state, suffering from amnesia, and engaged to Dr. Doom. The discovery of Wanda did not remain a secret for long. The Avengers soon arrived, resulting in a tense confrontation. As tensions escalated, Doom unleashed his army of Doombots, forcing the Young Avengers, Wanda, and the Avengers to fight side by side. Just as the battle seemed endless, Iron Lad arrived, disrupting the conflict by teleporting the Young Avengers and Wanda into the time stream. In the swirling currents of time, Wanda's memories returned, and with them, her incredible powers. She restored herself, and the Young Avengers, to the present, finally confirming that Billy and Tommy were her reincarnated sons. Intent on undoing the decimation that had stripped mutants of their powers, Wanda began a powerful ritual. But at the last moment, Patriot interrupted, causing the spell to misfire. Instead of restoring the mutants, the life force energy transferred to Dr. Doom, granting him unimaginable power. Doom, now believing himself capable of building a perfect world, intended to usher in utopia under his rule. With the Avengers and X-Men joining forces, they launched an all-out assault on Doom. The battle was fierce, but in the chaos, Stature was killed by Doom. Overwhelmed by his own power, Doom's abilities overloaded, forcing him to flee before the combined heroes could take him down. In the aftermath, Iron Lad suggested using the time stream to save Stature by altering the timeline. However, the Vision opposed this plan, warning that interfering with time could have disastrous consequences. This disagreement escalated into a bitter fight between the two. Iron Lad, refusing to accept defeat, destroyed Vision and disappeared into the time stream, despite Billy's desperate warning that this was the moment he would become Kang the Conqueror. The death of Vision and the loss of Stature left the Young Avengers devastated. The team disbanded, each member going their separate ways. The weight of these losses pushed Wiccan into a deep depression, struggling to find meaning after everything that had happened. But through it all, Hulkling stood by him, offering unwavering support. In a heartfelt moment, Teddy proposed to Billy, pulling him back from the brink of despair. However, their celebration was interrupted by Ms. Marvel, who summoned them to the Avengers Mansion. There, Captain America welcomed them with words of hope. He formally inducted the remaining Young Avengers as full-fledged Avengers.